Experts dispute claims dire wolf brought back from extinction. There is a magnificent, snow-white wolf on the cover of Time magazine today, accompanied by a headline announcing the return of the dire wolf. This now extinct species is possibly most famous for its fictional role in Game of Thrones, but it did exist more than 10,000 years ago when it roamed across the Americas. The company Colossal Biosciences is behind today's headlines. It announced that it used deft genetic engineering and ancient DNA to breed 3 dire wolf puppies and to de-extinct the species. But while the young wolves Romulus, Remus, and Khaleesi represent an impressive technological breakthrough, independent experts say they are not actually dire wolves. Zoologist Philip Seddon from the University of Otago in New Zealand explained the animals are genetically modified grey wolves. Colossal publicized its efforts to use similar cutting-edge genetic techniques to bring back extinct animals including the woolly mammoth and the Tasmanian tiger. Meanwhile, experts have pointed to important biological differences between the wolf on the cover of Time and the dire wolf that roamed and hunted during the last ice age. Paleogeneticist Dr. Nick Rollins, also from Otago University, explained how ancient dire wolf DNA, extracted from fossilized remains, is too degraded and damaged to biologically copy or clone. Ancient DNA is like if you put fresh DNA in a 500-degree oven overnight, Dr. Rollins told BBC News. It comes out fragmented, like shards and dust. You can reconstruct it, but it's not good enough to do anything else with. Instead, he added, the de-extinction team used new synthetic biology technology, snipping out pieces of DNA and inserting them into the genetic code of a living animal that has its entire biological blueprint intact, in this case a grey wolf. So what Colossal has produced is a grey wolf, but it has some dire wolf-like characteristics, like a larger skull and white fur, said Dr. Rollins. It's a hybrid. Dr. Beth Shapiro, a biologist from Colossal Biosciences, said that this feat does represent de-extinction, which she described as recreating animals with the same characteristics. A grey wolf is the closest living relative of a dire wolf. They're genetically really similar, so we targeted DNA sequences that lead to dire wolf traits and then edited grey wolf cells. Then we cloned those cells and created our dire wolves. According to Dr. Rollins, though, dire wolves diverged from grey wolves anywhere between 2.5 to 6 million years ago. It's in a completely different genus to grey wolves, he said. Colossal compared the genomes of the dire wolf and the grey wolf, and from about 19,000 genes, they determined that 20 changes in 14 genes gave them a dire wolf. Colossal Biosciences, a grey wolf in the snow. The animal stands, with its paws buried in the snow, looking past the camera into the distance. There is snow on its muzzle, and it has its ears pointed forward, as if something has caught its attention. Colossal Biosciences. Colossal says the grey wolf is the closest living relative to the extinct dire wolf. The edited embryos were implanted in surrogate domestic dog mothers. According to the article in Time, all 3 wolves were born by planned cesarean section to minimize the risk of complications. Colossal, which was valued at $10 billion, £7.8 billion in January, is keeping the wolves on a private 2,000-acre facility at an undisclosed location in the northern U.S. The pups certainly look like many people's vision of a dire wolf, and the story has gathered global attention. So, why is this scientific distinction important? Because extinction is still forever, Dr. Rollins told BBC News. If we don't have extinction, how are we going to learn from our mistakes? Is the message now that we can go and destroy the environment and that animals can go extinct, but we can bring them back? Scientists are still researching it. Sign up for more updates.